Yo, what you lot saying? It's your boy JABA here, and today what I've got for you is the F1 2015 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. This is it, the final race of the season. It's been an eventful season, and at last we have arrived at the final race. So let's get right into this video. So we'll start off in practice. Normally I don't start off in practice just because nothing much really happens, nothing really counts for anything except for the race. So yeah, but one thing that was really sort of surprising was Lewis Hamilton having some difficulties with his car. Apparently he was losing it on a number of occasions, and yeah, really not happy with the rear end. So really Hamilton coming into qualifying a little bit on the back foot, whereas Rosberg really enjoying the track, even though he was using a really old engine. Yeah, by the way, he was using an old engine, 36,000 compared to 18,000 of Hamilton's. Yeah, so a lot of miles, so yeah, excuse me. So yeah, moving into qualifying, Q1 got underway. Not much really happened, to be honest, not much I'd say. Yeah, like I said, not much in the first like three quarters of the session, but the last quarter was very interesting because Vettel was under pressure of being knocked out of Q1, so Vettel had to really push, and as he was on his lap, Vettel backed off halfway through the lap because he thought it was good enough for Q2. When really he made the biggest mistake of his life. That is something you don't do, especially when you're under pressure. I don't care if you're in a Mercedes, I don't care if you're in a Ferrari. If you're under pressure from being knocked out in Q1, you have to go, because what if something like what happened, which was Maldonado or Grosjean beating Vettel, which put Vettel out of Q1, which annoyed him a lot. What if that happened, you know? I mean, you can't risk it, you know. I don't care if you do it or not, you know. You got to do it, because if you don't, it could come to bite you in the arse. Yeah. So yeah, Vettel making a really silly error, to be honest. You know, like I said, if it was me, I would have really committed to that lap, to be honest. Yeah. So yeah, so that was unfortunate. Also, another big name, well, it's now becoming a familiar name in Q1, Fernando Alonso, who was out of Q1, unfortunate. Would have loved to have seen him in Q2, or maybe even possibly Q3, I don't know, but just a thought, just a thing, I don't know. But yeah, it'd been nice for him to at least get into Q2, but unfortunately he didn't, which is so unfortunate. He's had a really torrid season, to be honest, and there's even been talks that he might even leave. He might even leave to take a sabbatical next year, like Prost did in '92. So yeah, I mean, fair enough if he does it, to be honest. I mean, the McLaren Honda has not really been good, you know. It's not what he hoped, but I think at the end of the day, he's got to have patience, to be honest. But at the end of the day, this is their first season. This is Honda's first season back in Formula 1. I mean, they haven't been an engine supplier or a manufacturer since 2008. So yeah, I mean, you've just got to give them time to build, you know, because to be honest, you know, because look at Mercedes. It only took them 5 years, only 4 or 5 years, until they really got up to world championship status. So yeah, I think a lot of people are just being too hypocritical of McLaren Honda, to be honest. I think, just like I said, just give it time, and I think it will come good, you know. Like I said, look at Mercedes, great example. Look at Red Bull. They took them 4 and 5 years until they got to the top. So you just got to pay your dues, you know. Like Gene Haas says in one feature, you've got to pay the dues. So yeah. So yeah. So moving into Q2. Q2 got underway, and not much really happened, to be honest, in the first, like I said, in the first 3 quarters. There was only the last quarter where it got really juicy, to be honest. So yeah, and yeah, there was a problem for Grosjean. It's unfortunate for Grosjean. He was looking set for a Q3 appearance, but unfortunately would miss out on Q3 because of that. So unfortunate, really disappointing, especially as this is his final race with Lotus before he goes to Haas F1. So yeah, I mean, so unfortunate. So yeah, apparently I believe it was something to do with the hydraulics issue, I'm not entirely sure, so yeah, unfortunate, like I said. So yeah, moving into Q3, this is where the big dogs started to come onto the track and show what they were made of. So yeah, first to really set the benchmark was Nico Rosberg, who set a really quick lap time of a 1:41 something. So yeah, and Hamilton tried to beat it, he couldn't do it, it was only a few tenths off. So yeah, then on their second run, Lewis found a bit more time and as a result got onto pole position by a few tenths of a second, but only by a few seconds, as Nico Rosberg snatched it off him by a few tenths as well. So Nico Rosberg will be starting on pole position for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And also at the end, there was talks of whether Lewis's final run had counted or not, and it didn't. So his lap time was deleted, I believe. But thankfully his last lap time was good enough to still be second. So yeah, so whatever happened to his lap time, if it was second or first, he would still start in second place. So yeah, so as a result, he would still start in second place no matter what. So yeah, third was Raikkonen, a good qualifying by him. Snatch it off Perez. Perez looking very strong this weekend, the best we've seen Perez all throughout the season, to be honest, you know, because usually he was usually down in like the low top 10 areas, like between 15 to 10. So that's good to see. Force India right up there with Hulkenberg and Perez inside the top 10 comfortably. So yeah, Ricciardo 5th, that's nice. 6th I believe was Massa, good job by him. 7th was Bottas, I believe, yeah, good job by him. And that's all I can remember, so yeah. So without further ado, let's get into the race. So the race got underway and it was a good start from Nico Rosberg. It was a really, really shaky start from Lewis Hamilton. It was under threat by Bottas and Raikkonen behind. But thankfully Lewis was able to secure that second place. So yeah, and chase after Nico Rosberg. So yeah. Also we had a bit of an incident. I'm not quite sure who it was. I think it was the Lotus of Maldonado and Nazia. So unfortunate for both of them, to be honest. So yeah, unfortunate. And then not much really happened in the first stint, to be honest. A lot of overtaking, a bit of big battles going on. So yeah, and then going into the first pit stop, very silly happened. It was Button who was coming down the pit, who was coming down the pit lane. Bottas, who was coming out of the pit lane, he hit the rear of Jenson Button as Jenson was going into the pit box. That gave Bottas a bit of front wing damage, which he would have to come into the pits on the next lap, which would cost him a lot of time and cost him maybe a chance of getting a podium. So unfortunate for Bottas. But like I said, that's racing. I think honestly it's a bit silly from the mechanics skills. They should have known that the McLaren at Button was coming down the pit lane, to be honest, you know, because they could see it, you know. Button was coming down the pit lane at a rate of knots, and they should have waited until Button was well ahead of Bottas for them to come out. I know they were trying to make sure they get ahead of, make sure they get as close as possible to Raikkonen, but still, you know, you want to make sure that you don't, you know, run into another car. That's the thing, that's the thing in racing. You got to be careful. You got to. That's the thing in pit lane, you've got to be careful, you've got to wait for the perfect timing to get the car out, because otherwise you can hit someone. So yeah, especially as it gets really busy, you know, you've got to be careful, you know, of people coming in, coming out, that kind of stuff. So yeah, so as a result, Bottas got a 5-second time penalty for unsafe release on that incident. So he would pit later on to serve that. So yeah, and then afterwards we saw a battle going on between Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. The gap dropped to about 2 seconds at one point, but then Nico pulled it back up to 6 seconds. And as Lewis came in for his stop, he came out just ahead of Raikkonen, behind Vettel. By the way, Vettel, who started 16th, had a great race and managed to get fourth at one point, which he would stay there for the majority of the race, which was fantastic. So Vettel making a great comeback from a disappointing qualifying. So yeah. And then afterwards we saw, like I said, a lot of battling going on. Really good racing, nice and clean. Then in the latter part of the race, Rosberg came into the pits. He changed to the soft tyres to the prime tyres. So yeah. And then we all thought that Lewis Hamilton was going to pit after, because with Mercedes they don't like to make the other car do a different tyre strategy, you know what I mean? They like to have both cars do the exact same strategy, unless they don't want two Mercedes drivers going on different strategies unless they're being threatened by another car. So yeah. So it was very surprising that they did that with Lewis, split it with Lewis, because I thought, Rosberg was going to come in first and then Lewis was going to come in second, but no, Rosberg comes in first and then Lewis stays up for a little bit of laps. My dad, who was watching it with me, was saying like, oh, this is favouring Nico. And honestly, I don't think it is, If it was, then by that time, Lewis would have left the team. Lewis would have just announced that he was going to be leaving the team or joining someone else. So, in that respect, I don't think so, to be honest, And anyway, good example, China. Lewis was leading. The team could have easily said to Lewis to back off and allow Nico through, but no, they didn't. All they said to him was pick up the pace, and that was it. So yeah, where's your argument? Yeah, where's the argument? Where's the argument in that? If you think Mercedes are favouring Rosberg, exactly. So yeah, so that happened, and then Lewis came to the pit, and as a result came out 13 seconds behind Nico Rosberg, which would have to close and overtake if he wanted to win the Grand Prix. So he did. He tried his absolute hardest. But with a few laps to go, the team told Lewis that he had to lower his speed, he had to drop the power and save the engine for the finish. And if he didn't do it, then Nico Rosberg would be told to turn the engine up to pull away from Lewis Hamilton to ensure that Lewis didn't win the Grand Prix. So yeah, that's just, I don't know, honestly, I think, I don't know, it's really hard to say, to be honest. I mean Lewis is entitled to go as fast as he wants, to be honest, because, he's chasing for a win, he's chasing for a victory. So yeah, and Nico's entitled to go fast as well, because he's defending from a win. So I think, I think both drivers should have been told to put it all on max and see what happens. So yeah. So yeah, I think maybe with Nico, maybe drop it a little bit, and then as he gets closer and closer, maybe just up it a little bit. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think Mercedes should have just allowed the both of them. Honestly, I think Mercedes should have allowed Lewis to close up a little bit, and if he got a little bit too close, then maybe asked if Nico wanted to turn the engine up or not at the end. So yeah, so as a result, Nico turned the engine up, and that was pretty much it. He maintained the gap, and that was it. It was 7 seconds. So yeah, so in the end, it was Nico Rosberg who tipped the victory, first win at Abu Dhabi. So yeah, his 6th win of the season, fantastic, a fantastic achievement. He beats his record from last year, because he had 5 wins last year. So he beat that, so that's fantastic. So yeah, a fantastic drive by Nico, thoroughly deserved it. He drove pretty much like a champion in waiting. So yeah, yeah, could be a champion next year. A lot of people are saying that he could be a champion next year. Honestly, I think so, to be honest. This year's probably taught him, a bit more about Lewis Hamilton and the way he drives, the way he dominates, that kind of stuff, and really it's going to help Nico a lot for next year in terms of what he can do to to make sure this doesn't happen again. So yeah, I think great. So a lot of lessons learned for Nico, and a lot of lessons learned for Lewis as well. So I think next year these two are going to be more fierce than ever. I think we're going to probably have something like a 2014 again, to be honest. You know, where they were absolutely so like where there was one bit of the season where Nico was dominating, the other bit of the season where Lewis was dominating, and there's some bit of rivalries in the middle, that kind of stuff. So we could have that next year, you know, because of what's gonna happen because of the end of the season 2015. So yeah. But let's not count out the others, to be honest, you know, right? The Ferraris could be right up there as well. So yeah, it's not going to be easy for Mercedes. It's not going to be easy for the both of them as well, for that matter. So yeah, it should be an interesting season next year. By the way, Raikkonen finished third place there, so great job by him. His second podium of the season, great job. Fourth was Vettel, great drive. 16th to 4th, great race from him there. Fifth was Perez, awesome drive, really good drive. Best of the non-Ferrari and non-Mercedes, which is fantastic. 6th was Ricciardo, 7th was Hulkenberg, I believe. 8th was Bottas, 9th was Massa, I believe 10th was Sainz. So yeah, a great race. And a wonderful way to bow out of 2015. So yeah, I'm excited for 2016. Haas F1, that's going to be so cool. Haas F1, the potential, the possibility of Ferrari being as competitive being at the same rate as Mercedes. The McLaren Honda I'm interested to see if that will be improved or not. So yeah, a lot of possibilities for next year. So yeah, I'm excited. Hope you are too. And yeah, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, by the way, next week I'm doing tonight I'm gonna be opening up a survey for the annual F1 awards, JABA Awards. So yeah, so basically this will be an award ceremony on this season in F1. So yeah, so I will be putting down a lot of questions, a lot of awards. So nominate for your favourites, and the most will be announced as the winner. So yeah, it'll be the link will be up on this video shortly. So yeah, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you didn't, hit that up down below, subscribe to me, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace. Hold. Before you click off the video, I just got one more thing to say, alright? One more thing, and then that's it. You can just carry on with whatever you're doing, so yeah. Basically, I am going to be making a compilation of everything that I've been doing this year on YouTube. So, yeah, that should be coming out in a few weeks. So, yep. Hope you guys will enjoy that. And, yeah, that's all I've got to say. So, yeah, you can get back to what you're doing now. So, yeah, that's been this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Boy, I'm out. Peace.